Alright guys, let's start the tour as it exists today. Mind the mess. I've been taking a few new photos of Cocytus Station with a combination of our past and present offerings. So, a broad overview of the station. The entire board here is 5 foot by 3 foot. That would be 1.5 meters long by about 90 centimeters deep. The lighting is Brick Bling. It's a brand that makes lighting kits for Lego kits, and they're very modular. They don't require any wiring. You just plug and play. It runs off a USB. I can actually show off at the back how it's running for the curious. So this is very much behind the scenes, like literally behind the scenes. You can see some of the lighting here to achieve some of this underfloor look. So there's some LED strips under there. You can see the plugs. I haven't actually got the this wiring covered at the moment, but one of the actually the next stretch goal we're going to unlock is for some covers for this. So we've got like the circuit board that feeds into, I think I've got 4 USB plugs, so I think I've got 4 light kits in total. They run off this remote. So for example, let's see, that's upside down. I can, have them turn on one light at a time. I can have some, blinking effects. Works to varying degrees. I don't think it's really meant to have like 4 light kits all at once. But I found that there are limits to the amount of power. So the more you plug in, the weaker the lights will look. Let's see. Just trying out a few effects here. There's some where it just like is a light up type situation. And then of course we just have the regular. So yeah, we do have those boards. You can see some of the ceiling lighting here. Got some more LED strips actually hidden down here. And so here we have, actually the very first section I worked on was the corridors. This was a great work in progress because, well, rather a great way of learning how to color 3D print. We'll be seeing a little bit later some of the benefits of not just color printing, but by splitting up the models a little bit. So for example, the corridors you can pretty much print with any printer that's FDM. Just doing the parts in one color, another range of parts in this other color, and then they snap together gluelessly, of course, and you can clip them into if you want a tighter fit. So I've just started expanding with a lower version of this. I still need to model up some doors. But yeah, that was the first section I worked on. The second was the research lab. So we've got like a little patient room. That's just a lighting effect there. The beds and machinery is actually a single filament color. We've got some miniatures here. I believe, yeah, that's the one on the left is a Sleipnir miniature. The other one is a Traveller miniature. Then we have some more Traveller miniatures. I think the Varga kind of gives it away, even if he's a bit big. We've got this nice sort of MRI type machine. Maybe you could imagine it as a sort of Total Recall like thing as well. Some other machinery in there. Lighting does a lot, as well as like this combination. For example, on the floor we have a silk filament for the white, which reflects a lot, and then we've got this combined with matte wall colors. And these doors, you kind of print out the strip separately. They can sort of fit into place without glue. You could put in blue tack, but there it's kind of like, if you want to make them permanent, glue glue is the best option. But that's like the only area where you would need it or really want it, just so you can get so many color variations there. So you can do amazing things with just 3 or 4 different filaments. You can see here you've got the translucent filaments, really looking awesome with those sample containers. And the computer screens, for example, in I think it's apple green, ironically. We've got like a head researcher's office. Oh, what's happened in there? Probably just knocked the table, but maybe there's more of a story. A server room with these retro futuristic cassette futurism style machines. We've got cold storage, and again just multi-part prints where one or more of the parts are in different colors can make a huge difference. So the third section I worked on was the hangar. So let me go back around so we can get a closer look at it. I'm going to do classic Shuttle Alpha Mark IV. Top of the Erebus. We've got my version of the Rampart. And got the Taurus Centaur APC, which of course also is grid forged and color printed. So you have like the seating area inside. Looks like 1 or 2 things might have come loose in there, but never mind. I just got a couple of aliens, colonial marines from Another Day in the Core, and a Papsicles large Xeno. The exterior terrain here is modular. Here is the new ramp, or rather the prototype. So the final version has some more clips, so you can secure it if you want. There's like, I think this wall is all clipped in, and then you have like loose variants which you can just pull out. Sorry. Okay, yes, the hangar. So we have this little nook where I used to have my power loader. The power loader is currently in a different room because it needed to live a little bit with the what am I saying? I wanted to use it in a little diorama with the new dropship I made for Tribes. You can see the massive size of the Imperial tank here from the 5th Frontier War. That is painted. But yeah, a thing of note, like aside from these newer vehicles here, nothing is painted. The miniatures are painted. Everything else is just color printing. And just a combination of two to, I think, maximum 6 different filaments. So we've got the ladder wells there. You've got your airlock, which is quite modular. You could actually expand that quite a bit. I knocked the wall out there because I had a light on. So where did that go? It's here, off to the side. So I could actually demonstrate here how these connect. So we have a standard tile. Sorry, let's see if we can get that in focus. Maybe by moving it over here. All right, so you got your standard tile here. This is an earlier example. These days I probably would have changed this a little bit. But at the bottom you have the GridForge pattern. So it prints like so, just color switches when it's time for a new color layer. And you can see there are clip holes on the side to connect it. Now, the frames themselves are compatible with OpenLock as well as other GridForge items. So it remains compatible with all our past products. So this will fit loosely just into this slot. So you can see the frame there. The 3 actually denotes how snug the fit is. So a 3 is sort of like middle of the road. We have from 0, which is no friction, to 6, which is maximum friction. Like a 3 to a 4 will usually get you snug enough that if you flipped it upside down, it would hold. So that just slots in like so. Oops. There we go. And that's sitting loosely at the moment. You could clip it in if you wanted to. We've got Matty Walker there with a flamethrower ready to meet whatever's in this suit, I guess. Control room. And again, you can see the brick ring lighting and some of our cable management here. So that will also be included. Here is the vehicle bay, one of the new sections. You can actually see one of those cable management products here. I'm still trying to figure out new ways to make the cables look more natural. We'll get to that. I just popped a Zodani. This is from Fifth Frontier War, one of the Zodani vehicles, into the garage. You can see one lone Imperial Marine trying to hold them off. One of my favorite parts here is this little mechanic bay with its little light. And again, like, all of this is pretty modular, so you could, for example, make this bay another tile wider. You could even make it go up another level, I think. Let's see. This goes back out into the corridor. There we've got the Electo. Again, just a 4-color print. But you can do so much with reflective versus matte filaments. And even write straight into the print, like the name there. And actually, the same is true of the exterior doors. So for example, here we have the vehicle airlock, A2. On the other side, I've put in some semiotics and text, just warning, hostile environment beyond. I love that. So let's just put it in place so you can see how it fits. Just, whoops. Just slots down like so. I'm being a bit careful as not to wiggle it free. It is hard to do this with one hand. And this is actually expandable, so you can make the door larger if you want. Right, so then we've got our power plant, which is 2 levels, a bunch of machinery. Look at this awesome... It's hard to get really clear FDM filament, but you can achieve a lot just by making it like semi-transparent. So you can actually see, it's hard to see because there's a light on top, but there's like, you can get some glow through the tops of these. That sort of cooling fluid downstairs is transparent filament with some LED lighting underneath. I think that came out really cool. And there's a bunch of plugs and things in a lot of this machinery that will be compatible with those flexible cables. In fact, you can see one here. So it is print in place, one piece. That cable running down there is filament. It's not hugely flexible, but I think a cool effect. And then the final section is the administration, I guess, or executive suite, I've called it. So we've got some offices. This I'm thinking of turning into a bathroom. We've got the front desk. This is actually just a side effect of printing in multicolor. I just had a transparent filament and made this cool little sort of object for cleaning different filaments out that ended up looking really cool, so I stuck it in. You got Cocytus administration there written straight into the wall. Again, semi-transparent tiles allow light bleed. We've got the boardroom. Again, I must have knocked this so some of the chairs have fallen over. This is the full version of the boardroom, so there's like a window, some proper doors, sort of like wooden effect. The actual doors are using a wood filament. The rest is like, I think it's a dark chocolate. We have the talking room, which is heavily inspired by a certain series that was recently airing. And we have the CEO office, which is unnecessarily large. I just stuck in a Traveller ship miniature because I thought it looked like a cool model. and we have the CEO desk. And we're going to do some plants too, so that's just a prototype. But I think a bit of greenery really shows off how luxurious it is. Yeah, lighting makes this thing look incredible. And I got to tell you, my phone camera is pretty shite. So it actually looks so much better in real life. And again, this is a copper filament. You can get some nice reflectivity there. It's actually built with a gap in between. So you could conceivably put some downward pointed lighting in there. It would look really good. All right, I think that will do for now. So guys, back to the other Ben and Maya.